glazed carrots. So today we're going to be making a very classic dish in that we're making glazed carrots. This seems pretty straightforward, but it's one of those things that's actually pretty hard to pull off. You know, glazed carrots is one of those things that's getting butchered in restaurants and at home all around the world all the time. So in this video, I'm going to show you a very straightforward way to make this, and I'll also give you some variations along the way if you want to tailor it to your own taste. So this is really simple in that you just need carrots, you need water, you need salt, sugar, butter, and a little bit of vinegar to enhance that flavor. And by the way, if this is our first time meeting, my name is Sunny Harrell. I've spent the last 15 years working in more than a dozen professional kitchens all around the world. And here on this channel, I'm giving all my knowledge, all my skills, my tips, my tricks, my methods, my recipes, I'm giving them all back to you. So if you find value in learning from a professional chef, hit that subscribe button now. You know, I would always recommend when working with carrots, in almost all cases, unless you're like juicing a bunch of carrots or something, just buy bunched carrots. They're just gonna have a better flavor, they're gonna be sweeter, and they're gonna work better for whatever kind of carrot preparation you are doing. So I just scrub these with like one of those coarse green sponges, but you know, any kind of coarse sponge will do. I save one for vegetables, and it just leaves like the skin intact. And so it cleans them, but it leaves the skin kind of intact, so you're leaving a lot of those nutrients intact, which is also great. Okay, so take one of your carrots, and starting from this low end here, we're gonna make a little 45-degree angle cut. We're gonna get these off. You know, I would save these for like a crudité. Try them in this amazing chimichurri I just made. I'll put a link in the corner right now. Okay, so we're gonna start making these little angled cuts like this. You could roll it, cut, roll it, cut, or you could just go like this, back and forth. And so what's really important here when you're glazing carrots is that they're uniform in size. You know, so they'll cook evenly. That's why we discarded that little tip, because it would have been mushed by the time these were perfect. Something to note here, you know, I'm cutting them this way, but you could cut them into a different shape if you like. Like I said, what's most important is that they're the same size, so just make sure it's uniform. Next very important thing, the water. So I'll measure this all out for you in the description as always, but just watch closely because you just want to cover these. Just barely covered, right? So that's it right there. So we've got it on to a medium heat now. We're just gonna add like a teaspoon of sugar and a couple tablespoons of unsalted butter, just cut into cubes. And we're gonna let this roll. So in my glazed carrots, I'm using sugar as the sweetener. I'm gonna use a little white wine vinegar for acidity and parsley for flavor. So maybe you wanna make one, instead of using sugar, you wanna use honey. Maybe instead of parsley, you wanna use dill. You know, you can make it your own. What's most important is that you understand the fundamentals of how you're making that glazed carrot. Just giving it a little shake every now and again is a really good idea, and especially towards the end when they're getting glazed, and I'll show you more about that when we get there. What we're going to be looking for here is just for the knife to go in nice and easily. So we're not quite there yet, but that's just perfect with the amount of water, which will turn into a glaze. Okay, so at this point our liquid has reduced by about 70%. So I'm going to turn the heat basically all the way down. So it's at this point we need to kind of slow down, turn our heat down. And really this is going to be the glazing process that we need to be around for, right? So don't leave, don't go send an email or anything like that. So our knife's going in nice and easy now. This is just great timing for the glaze. So something to note here, if you did send that email and ruin your glaze, basically over reduce it, add a little bit of water. That's going to bring it back together. Also the vinegar that we're going to add in the end will help to do that also. So it's not the end of the world if you do that, but just stay with it. I don't know if you can see that now, right? Now we have a glaze. So we're gonna take it a little bit further but we want this glaze to coat every single carrot. Now we're putting in a tiny bit of white wine vinegar just to enhance this a little bit, just lift it up to brighten it, and some of our beautiful parsley. Turn your heat off. Oh my God, these look and smell so beautiful. Let's empty these into a serving bowl right away so that glaze doesn't over reduce. My God, it looks so good. Last but not least, you'll notice I didn't season these, so we're putting some finishing salt right on top. This is Maldon, but you could use another kind of finishing salt. So we get that nice contrast and a nice crunch on top of our carrots. This looks and smells divine. Let's give it a try. So, one thing to note here, if I would have left that on the fire for 30 more seconds or took it off 30 seconds earlier, we wouldn't have a perfectly glazed carrot. And so that's why it's so difficult. It's like your timing is such a small window to get it right. You really got to nail it that first time. Let's give it a try. We got that beautiful Maldon salt on top. When I taste this, I think to myself, never forget the classic dishes, never forget it. When I think of great cooking, I think of great product, and I think of great technique, and they come together, and that's when you have really excellent food. Oh, gotta have another bite. You could try another herb, of course, but the parsley, the earthiness of that parsley with the root vegetable, in this case the carrot, is just superb. I would really try to encourage you to get this one in your arsenal, especially before the holiday season. Make this for Thanksgiving, make this for Christmas dinner. Your family will go nuts. And also to have that Maldon salt on top, so you have a little bit of sweetness from the carrot itself, and then with the added sugar, and then this saltiness on top to create this sweet and salty bite with that little bit of sourness from the vinegar is incredible. Also, if you're making these recipes, follow me on Instagram, same name, Cooking with Sunny, and when you post, tag me in it, and I'd love to share it with everyone on my stories. Well, that is it for today's video, my friend. I hope you got some value from this content right here. If you liked it, do not forget to leave it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.